7 Robert Lahovic, 16 Sam Duggan, 19 Luke Ferrara, 62 Josh Waller. Head coach päävalmentaja Peter Russell, assistant coach apuvalmentaja Adam Keefe.
Ladies and gentlemen, girls and boys, now it's time to put your hand together and call our official mascot onto ice. Nyt on aika laittaa käsiä yhteen ja toivottaa turnauksemme virallinen maskotti jälleen. Please welcome Magnificent Mirakleo!
Jave inte juuri näin, me emme tiedä missä kiekko on. Antakaa palaa.
Hello!
Tällaisia tilanteita varten on aina miettiä, että kuinka siellä koulussa olisin aikoinaan mustelmilla olla tämän pelin jälkeen. Ja
Oli jo lati.
Nee, man, niemand sagt.
Ciao, Sergio! Ciao! Rade, ciao, Rade! No, ciao! Hei!
Latvia!
Lokalille.
Lokalille. Tuosta 3.
Tein. Tervetuloa Iso-Britannian joukkueen. Please welcome Team Latvia. Tervetuloa Latvian joukkueen. Officials in this game have been licensed and signed by the International Ice Hockey Federation. Tämän ottelutuomarin on nimennyt kansainvälinen jääkiekko-liitto. The referees, päätuomarit, Pierre Dehaene, Sean McFarlane. The linespersons, linjatuomarit, Elias Selva, Simon Simen. Welcome, tervetuloa.
Welcome back to Finland as the 2022 IIHF Men's World Hockey Championship continues into the final weekend of preliminary play. A couple of games today, a couple tomorrow, 3 on Tuesday, then the off day in the quarterfinals. Will get going on Thursday. Pete Russell in behind the bench for Great Britain. Great Britain still looking for its first win. Offense has really been hard to find. They've been shut out in the last 3 games. And Harry Vitaland in behind the bench for Latvia. Enjoyed yesterday as an off day after the big win against Sweden that assured that they will not be in the relegation conversation for the remaining 2 games of this World Championship.
Well, and looking for some young blood to get on the score sheet. Kate Nielsen on the Great Britain side. And Zarin's got a power play goal for his squad as Great Britain is trying to scrap and claw their way into points in not only this game, but their big showdown game after this against Austria.
Yeah, that's tomorrow night. That is the big game as far as Great Britain is concerned. Ben Bounds will get the start in this game. And he has been busy, not as busy as last year. They have cut down on their shots on goal against. And Elvis Merzlikins, after getting shelled in the first period against Czechia, faced 17 shots. Artur Silovs came in and finished that game. And then Silovs played against Austria. But it is Merzlikins who is back in net for this game and a long bouncing puck. And Merzlikins will hang on to it.
And in that shootout win against Austria, it was a real tight game all the way through. One of the more exciting games for clubs that are in the middle of the standings. And so Latvia trying to come together and win back-to-back games.
Pete Russell referenced this in his conversation with Claire Hanna that if not for the 1 point that they picked up in that comeback against Norway, this game here would even be meaningless for them. But there's a shot by Abels and a glove save by Ben Bounds, and he'll hang on to it.
So both goaltenders into the game early, and Bounds was the workhorse in 2019. And Jackson Whistle is backing him up. He's from Kelowna. Got a couple of games under his belt in this tournament.
Grabbed off by Zirkals, turns and fires. Bounds, kicked that one away. Cooksta sends it back. Buchart's with the pass back, and Zirkals with another shot turned away. Cooksta down to the goal line looking for Zarins, and it's jammed out at center, and Sotnieks will take it back. Gets to the red line, puts it right back into the Great Britain zone, and Joshua Tetlow will start back for Great Britain. On for Clements. He'll dump it in. Off the backboards for the veteran Arturs Kulda. And Kulda will start up slowly. Oscar's Bentla got spilled by Clements at center. And back in for Ben Lake. Lake will send it for Dowd. Long slap shot. And Merzlikins will take that in the midsection.
Ben Lake had the goal against Czechia in their opener. That was back on Saturday the 14th. That was a 5-0 game until he scored late in the hockey game. Dowd has a goal for Great Britain as well. Those two are looking to team up to do something in this game.
Just missing some key players for Great Britain. Mike Hammond had 2 goals and 4 points last year. Brendan Connolly had a goal and an assist. And then, of course, we've talked about Liam Kirk, who had 7 goals and 9 points. Kirk injured at American Hockey League level with Tucson, Phoenix's farm team, or Arizona's farm team. And a couple other players injured for Great Britain as well. Dowd gets to center ice, Dowd to the line, no further. Richardson not in the lineup today. Mark Richardson, the defenseman. Ben Davies not in the lineup. Backhand shot, that got turned aside. It gets bounced out at center. Good net drive there by Vienbergs. Played up the boards. Second game for Vienbergs after getting added to the Latvian lineup. Puck is taken at center. And Phillips will play this back inside the Latvian line, and Janis Jaks will circle back in behind Rizlikins. It's been a good tournament for Janis Jaks, averaging 22 minutes and 14 seconds of ice time per game. Leads Latvia in that ice time category. He's blocked a number of shots. Taken through center by Jones. He'll send it in. Lewis Hook going in after it. Hook will spin this all the way back for Earhart at the line. Earhart gets it through. Quick shot by Myers. And played back all the way around the boards. And this will make its way back into the Great Britain zone. Earhart will park in behind his own net. And Great Britain will complete the line change. And on the puck is Scott Conway. Off to North America for him back in 2012. Put up some big numbers in the BC Junior League. After it, Buchart's, Buchart's the younger of the brothers. Gets turned over, and Batch takes over for Great Britain, and Joshua Batch will just send this back into the Latvian zone. Christian Rubens, who had a couple of games, 3 to be exact, with the Toronto Maple Leafs this season. Spent the rest of the time with the Toronto Marlies.
One of those 6'4" or bigger players I mentioned that Latvia has in the lineup that can really lean on teams.
Flipped out of harm's way by Brett Perlini. Up at center, long wrister from Mosey goes off a leg. Played around Cade Nielsen trying to take that down low. That failed to materialize, and Latvia right back in on the attack. Taken by Bantna, plays it on Yeliseyevs, will send it back. Mamsic has it at the line. Mamsic gets it across. Buchart's with the shot. Comes all the way back to the left point. Arturs Kula sends it down low. Oskars Bantna trying to work it free, does. Buchart's gets it for Mamsic. Yeliseyevs is on a loose puck. He got tied up, and Perlini has it. Kazakhstan with the early lead on Germany. Roman Starchenko with the opening goal there. Veteran of World Championship play. Dowd trying to get that on for Ben Lake. Kept in at the line by Sam Jones. Now it gets turned over, but there is a penalty coming up as Robert Dowd got spilled. And Great Britain, looking for its first power play goal in this tournament, will get the first man advantage of this game.
Well, they're 0 for 12 coming into this hockey game. They're checking after Dowd was hit with a high stick. There's Vienbergs, who had a real good opening shift. And then that stick will come up. And they'll put Vienbergs in the box. Just a 2-minute minor for him. And for Great Britain, it'll start with a face-off, and then they can't be too selective, Dennis. They got to shoot the puck, recover when necessary, get it right back, and make Rizlikins busy.
Vienbergs took a penalty early in the game against Austria, did not see a lot of ice time after that, and finds himself back in the penalty box early in this one. And Great Britain to the power play. We're talking about Great Britain still looking for its first power play goal. They had 4 power play goals on 24 tries last year. There's a shot by Cade Nielsen, the rebound onto the stick, but off the stick of Matthew Myers. But a nice setup for Cade Nielsen.
And no surprise, it's Jaks with the shot block.
Nielsen Short side try, scores! Brett Perlini gets the opening goal for Great Britain, and Great Britain has a power play marker, the first of this World Championship.
Perlini stationed in front of the net. The first time Great Britain has opened the scoring in a hockey game. And this is being directed it towards the net. Myers finds it first, moves it across the blue paint, and that is going to go in every time for Perlini. Whereas Lickens had to play the bouncing puck. There's no way he's going to get across in time with that pad. And the first power play goal is the first goal in 3 games for Great Britain, and they are up 1-0.
Last goal they scored was 4 games ago, a week ago today, in that game against Norway. Since then it was 6-0 to Sweden, 3-0 to USA, and 6-0 to Finland on Friday, but a big goal there by Brett Perlini. This will get taken by Ferreira. He gets run into the sideboards. Sotnieks plays it back into his own end. In across for Richards, Bukarts. He'll flip it cross ice. Sotnieks goes in after it. Out to center, Kuksta. There for Latvia. Chipped it off the boards. Zirkals goes after it. And it's sent around and taken by Ben O'Connor. He'll play it back into his own end. Arturs Kulda in from the line. And play whistle down, and now a penalty coming against Great Britain. And Latvia down 1-0 will go to the power play.
Number 13, Booking.
Brett Perlini with the goal in this game, his second of this World Championship. Also had a penalty shot that he failed to score on. And finds the back of the net for a 1-0 Great Britain lead. Last year played 31 games in the Alps Hockey League. It was the first time since 17-18 that he had not seen any action with Nottingham. Played in Norway this year. Yeliseyevs leaves it at the line. Smirnov's trying to play it back in behind the net, but it's cleared. And Bolsers will go back and set up the power play for Latvia. 3 for 16, 18.7% on the power play in this World Championship. On the penalty kill, Great Britain 61%, killing 11 of 18. Only Kazakhstan with a lower percentage on the penalty kill in this World Championship than Great Britain. Roberts Bukarts puts on the brakes, gives way, and this will be cleared down the ice by Evan Mosey.
One of the issues for Great Britain on their penalty kill is they get puck focused and don't realize when there's players sneaking in behind them. So it's incumbent that they have not only their sticks in the passing lanes, but keep their heads looking around. Don't go slowly towards a player. So far, so good. Latvia can't get established.
Carlos Kuksta, the San Jose draft pick back in 2015. Plays it on, and this will get sent in. First on it, Joshua Tetlow plays it around the boards. Roberts Bukarts blocks it. Tried to get it back to Kuksta. got away from him, and Merzlikins will come out and try and catch Great Britain on the change. Back it comes. Krastenbergs will play it to the line and then gets it back. Misfired on the pass, and Earhart will send this down the ice.
I thought Krastenbergs would make a more of an offensive impact in this tournament, led Latvia in scoring at the Olympics, but hasn't hit the score sheet yet.
So a power play that just never did get set up is over. Conway on for Dowd. Dowd back for Conway. That's deflected away, and Ronald Kennans will send it on for Rudolph's. Balsers got away from him, and then Balsers got knocked down as you ran into Robert Dowd. Long pass by Ben O'Connor. On for Cade Nielsen. He'll send it in. Dowd goes in after it. Back for Nielsen. Nielsen rubbed out in the corner. Plays it into the high slot. Quick shot from Duggan. That's off a leg and wide. Cade Nielsen tracks the rebound down. Another penalty coming to Latvia. Dowd, backdoor play. He had Phillips in front. Good play there by Dowd, and a good play by Phillips. Just failed to connect with maybe a little bit too much on that pass.
Well, this is something new for Great Britain, having back-to-back power plays in a first period of a hockey game. Poole is going to get ticketed for that shove on Dowd in a dangerous area. They call it a cross-check. And can they go 2 for 2? The Blois in white and a little bit of blue.
Look at the Latvian bench. Harry Vitulins talked earlier in this tournament about discipline. And this is the second power play, as Dave mentioned, for Great Britain here. We have yet to hit the midway mark of period number 1. Evan Mosey, who has been moved up to a forward position because of all the injuries. Earhart starts it up. So Mosey on this power play paired up as an extra forward or a defenseman with Earhart or with that top power play unit. And Earhart will take this back into his own end as it got cleared. Pass goes into the skates of Perlini. On for Dowd. Dowd will send it off the backboards. Nielsen waits for it. Cooksta got spilled. Nielsen centers. Perlini tees it up. Save made. And the loose puck in front of the net. That is grabbed by Abels. And he'll send it all the way down the ice. And now they say it was knocked with a high stick.
Well, good on Perlini to be a shooter in this game. Talked about that in the opening, where he's at his best when he's got a shoot-first mentality. Nielsen will get it back to Perlini, who's in an excellent area. He's got to just get it past the defenseman. They're going to block the puck and off the pads. Zlicken's wearing his Columbus Blue Jacket pads.
Perlini spent some time in the 12-13 season in Bakersfield with the Condors, and that's where his brother spent some time this past season. The Edmonton Oilers farm team did see some action with the Oilers as well. 23 games played in Edmonton, 18 in Bakersfield. Brendan was actually born in Great Britain when their father went over to coach over there.
And to continue with Brendan, his team Bakersfield was knocked out of the AHL playoffs by Stockton. Battle of Alberta going on in Edmonton and Calgary.
So the referee comes over trying to separate a couple of the players. Referees are Pierre Dehane of France and Sean McFarland of Spokane, Washington. The linesmen are Elias Seawald of Austria and Simon Senek of Slovakia. Right off the faceoff, Mamsic gives Ferreira a bit of a shove. And Ben O'Connor circles back into his own end. O'Connor will drop it. Power play for Great Britain on for Dowd. Dowd got stopped at the line. Zarin's trying to slam it out. Zarins will get some help from Zirkals. And down the ice it goes.
When they can, Latvia will try to guide whoever's up the ice with the puck towards the wall just inside the blue line. They just missed there, and then they try to stuff the play, and that's why you have to get it deep, work it around like Great Britain has done.
Then O'Connor sends it down for Lake. Lake works it off the corner boards. Power play is over. Merzlikins makes the save off of Ferrara. And taken off the corner boards by Kristaps Zila. And he'll send it back to center ice.
Ferrara had a great chance there, but he didn't pick a corner.
Gets turned over at the line, brought in by Ronald Kennens. An overtime game against Austria. Kennens puts one off both posts. The inside of the blocker side one, and then off the inside of the glove side one, and it stayed out. Then Latvia did prevail in the shootout on the winner for Roberts Bukarts. Now another penalty coming to Latvia.
I'm gonna go back to the game against the United States, where Great Britain had this many power plays in the first period. They had 4 against the US, who continued to be undisciplined. But of course didn't capitalize, bringing their 0 for 12 power play record into this game. They're 1 for 2 so far.
Cade Nielsen sends it back. Clements gets it, backdoor play, scores! Cade Nielsen on a delayed penalty has given Great Britain a 2-0 lead.
Feeling of jubilation there for Nielsen and his squad. Disciplined play, undisciplined play by Latvia to draw a penalty that doesn't need to get called because of this. Off the skate. Did not see a kicking motion. The pass was coming across hard and then got deflected there. Sam Jones looking for Cade Nielsen. So they're going to look at this. The skate didn't come off the ice. You're allowed to redirect the puck. You're not allowed to kick at the puck. A lot of times you hear the word pendulum motion or kicking motion. And Nielsen is trying to get that, if it comes cleaning to a stick, that's a tap in. But because of the bouncing puck, he readjusts. But skate, for me, stays on the ice. It's going to be a tight call, Dennis, but on the review here, you see it's bouncing. The toe of the blade comes up just a little bit, but it's not coming right off. And so I'd like to think they're going to call this a goal.
I'm with you.
Pointing at center ice.
Yep.
Helping out the officials.
I think this will stand.
And this will be the first goal for Cade Nielsen. He has a power play assist already in this game, but we won't mark it down until the men in stripes get it right.
He's had some chances in this World Championship. Son of Corey Nielsen, the assistant coach with Great Britain. Of course, Pete Russell not here last year at the World Championship. So Adam Keefe and Corey Nielsen were the men behind the bench. Adam Keefe, brother of Sheldon Keefe, the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, as we get another look at it. And there is not the distinct kicking motion that would make it an easy call for the officials. So a win by Great Britain in this game, should they go up 2-0 and should they go on to win, that would bump them up, if they win it in regulation, that would bump them up to 4 points. And that would put them into a tie with Norway and Austria, or rather with Austria in the standings. And we still boil down to that game tomorrow night.
A lot of times you see the players kicking the soccer ball around before to get warmed up. This is definitely an inside heel for the recently turned 21-year-old, birthday on the 15th of May. And here's the call.
Upon further review, the call on the ice stands. We got a good goal.
A 2-0 lead for Great Britain. as Cade Nielsen gets some congratulations on the bench. The Great Britain fans are loving this. And for a team that is having trouble scoring, and for a team that had so many unfortunate goals against earlier in this tournament, they get a couple of bounces in this game and a 2-0 lead.
See what this does for their confidence, and on the other side, if Latvia can find a gear, but more importantly, stay out of the penalty box.
That was on a delayed call, so it was a 6-on-5. The net was empty for the extra attacker. Rubens at the line for Arturs Kula. His shot, that got blocked by Phillips. On it goes for Ronald Kennens. Kennens will play it. Rubens gets it to the net. Ben bounces down. So the video review, perhaps in one way, acted as a timeout for Latvia. Try and get themselves into this game a little bit.
Well, there's only so much the coach, Harris Vidalich, can say to his team. One, wake up, and two, stay out of the box.
O'Connor plays it on. Phillips. His stick shatters. Chance in front of the net. Buchart's got bumped and knocked down.
Buchart's had broken the stick to retrieve that puck.
Buchart sends it down. Zarens throws it towards the front of the net. Bounces out to the near side, and Ben Lake is on it, gets it out to center ice. That's as far as he gets before he gets spilled. Nielsen will chase this back into his own end. Nielsen from Hook and Jones. The scoring play that has Great Britain up by 2. Perlini from Myers and Nielsen on the first one, so a 2-point game for Cade Nielsen. Mosey tracks it down at center, sends the backhander in. Kuksta plays it against the traffic. No one there from a Latvian standpoint, and now it is grabbed off and cleared by Oskars Bentner. Roberts Bucharts will bounce this in. Ben Bounds will leave it. And play gets settled down with Earhart.
Funny about this tournament, and Cade Nielsen, he was getting chances at the post a couple of games ago. Was, just shots getting blocked that looked like they're going to get through as this goes down for icing. And yet in this game comes up with a goal, comes up with an assist. And the youngster feeling 10 feet tall. There's the Perlini tap in on the power play. This is the delayed penalty, the reviewed goal that goes off the inside foot of number 94.
So Cade Nielsen and his teammates, regardless, I guess, of what happens in the final 45 minutes and a little bit here, gaining a little bit of confidence heading into that game tomorrow night against Austria. Shot from the high slot by Rubens, and that got turned aside. Out to center, Rubens with that long reach breaks it up, and it's on for Sotnieks. He'll throw it in for Morenis. Morenis dishes it off. Long shot from Smirnovs, that got turned away. And it's bounced back out at center ice. Brought back in by Ferreira, right pad save. Oh, the rebound was there for Lakowitz. And there was room off the right pad of Merzlikins. Jammed up in behind the Latvian net. Batch trying to hold it in, can't. And Lakowitz will chase this back into his own end for Great Britain. Leaves it there for Ben O'Connor. Veteran with this Great Britain squad. On it goes, Phillips will send it in. And now right back out for Ronald Kennens. Kennens gets spilled at the line. Balsers plays it around for Abels. Rodrigo Abels puts it back in behind the net, intercepted there by Batch. His clearing attempt kept in by Arturs Kula. Kula tried to get it to the front of the net and intercepted by Myers.
Latvia just doesn't have the same jump that they had last game against Austria.
And that does happen, coming off a huge emotional win, and not just for the team, an emotional win for their fans and a big win for their country, because it confirmed that they would not be in the relegation conversation. Now trying to get some of that emotional level back up. Earhart, captain in Manchester, trying to get that one through and hit a leg and bounce back out into neutral ice. Earhart will slam it right back in. 3:10 left to go in what has been a very good first period for Great Britain. A team that had gone the entire week without scoring a goal in the 3 games that they played. Zierkals trying to send that through. Rehards, Bucharts off the board, sends it down low for Zarens. Zarens takes a push to the backboards there from Batch. Back to the line for Zila. Zila gets it across. Yaks walks in, lets the shot go, and Ben Bounds got enough of it. Tied up in behind the net. Clements ties up Bucharts. Puck squirts loose and taken by Dowd. Dowd sends it up at center looking for Cade Nielsen. And Zila will take over for Latvia and place it back into his own end for Yaks. On for Batna. Oscar's Batna to the line. That's as far as that play gets. Ben O'Connor will snap it right back out looking for Perlini. Brett Perlini trying to get around Sotniaks, could not. And back up the ice for Yeliseyevs. Yeliseyevs cuts to the middle of the ice, dishes it off. Bucharts on the wraparound. Plays it back for Cooksta. Cooksta will send it for Sotniaks. And he's poke-checked on the play by Mosey. And Mosey's pass, and that is way in behind Scott Conway. And an icing call against Great Britain.
Nice move up top, eludes Cade Nielsen. And then towards the net is Yanis Yaks, but Bounds has the ability to see this because Batch is boxing out his man. And he gets it with the blocker at the very tip of the blocker and moves that aside. Ben Bounds played his hockey this past season in Slovakia and Dukla Trenčín.
Started in Graz last year because there was no league. The British League did not go last year. They had a mini tournament in preparation for the World Championships. There's a shot that gets turned aside as Rubens lets it go. Cooled up to the front of the net. Trying to jam that in is Vienbergs, and it got off his stick and taken by Mosey, and he'll flip it out of harm's way back to the Latvian line.
David Phillips did a good job tying up the stick long enough so that Yeliseyevs wouldn't be able to get a lot on that, or pardon me, Vienbergs a lot on that rebound chance.
Stolen by Phillips. Has a little bit of room around Mamsic, and then gets taken down before he could get a shot away as Krastenbergs got back to tie him up. Into the final minute of period number 1. Boy, this has to be a different feeling for Ben Bounds to play with a 2-0 lead.
Oh, it's like found gold for him. It hasn't happened a lot of times, as this will be an offside for Latvia, as even in their tournament last year.
47 seconds left in period number 1. We'll step aside. Great Britain with the lead here. talked about the players missing from last year's team that provided a lot of the offense, most of it from Liam Kirk, an Arizona draft pick, and was in Tucson playing with the Roadrunners, the Coyotes farm team, and in a game against the Henderson Silver Knights, suffered a knee injury that ended his season. And he was the trigger man last year for Great Britain. Shot from Yaks from the line, that sail over top the net. Taken by Kennons. Kennons gets knocked down there with Dowd. Jammed up along the boards. Mamsic will send it cross ice. Time for one last chance. And a wrist shot from Yaks goes off a stick and over top the net. And the first period will come to an end. Great Britain 2, Latvia no score. One period done.
Team Latvia 0. Tilanne ensimmäisen erän jälkeen Iso-Britannia 2, Latvia 0. Shots on goal in the first period. Team Latvia 11, Team Great Britain 9. Laukaukset maalia kohti ensimmäisessä erässä Latvia 11, Iso-Britannia 9.
Start, boys. Sit, boys. Let's start, boys. Let's start. Great job, boys. Great job. Just to stop it, really. Just but then he popped out and helped you.
That worked out fine.
Upon further review, the call on the ice stands. We got a good goal.
The score after the first period, Team Great Britain 2, Team Latvia 0. Tilanne ensimmäisen erän jälkeen Iso-Britannia 2, Latvia 0.
Good one tonight. Okay, sticks down. Right. Let's see, man. Let me get a look. You good? Thank you. No. 2 minutes. Jackson, how's it going, man? Good. Good week so far? Yeah, good. Yeah, real good. Please, how? Okay. I'm gonna look. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I'm gonna look. I'm gonna announce plays under review. Okay. We have a good goal on the ice. Yeah. We're gonna review it. 95 is the penalty if it's no goal. Okay. Let's go. Play. Hey, sticks down.
Kā balss? Jā, krasi. Labākā māja turpina today. Aiziet. Tur būtu izgājis soči cauri.
Jā, mums arī sanāk.
So not the period Latvia was looking for. Certainly the period Great Britain was looking for. Peter Russell, their coach, talked about keeping the morale up, a team that was having trouble scoring, looking for its first win in this World Championship. They understood the importance of tomorrow night's game against Austria, but didn't want to overlook this game. They get their power play clicking and find themselves with a 2-0 lead, something that does not happen very often for Great Britain. And O'Connor, who played 7 minutes and 12 seconds in that opening period, his pass up the middle, and icing will be called against Great Britain, so we'll see how Latvia responds to being down 2.
The last time that Great Britain had a 2-goal lead at the World Championship was last year in Game 4 against Belarus, where they got ahead 1-0 on a Liam Kirk goal, went ahead 3-1 on a Liam Kirk goal, and then we're ahead 4-1 on a Mike Hammond goal. None of those players are playing for them this year, but they eventually won that game 4-3.
Yanis Yaks will send it up. Ronald Kennans deflects it, comes off his stick. And Yaks will chase this back into his own end. Scott Conway gives chase. Conway tried to chop it down low, but it's poked out the center and back to the Great Britain line. And Conway will circle back and start up the ice. And Merzlikins will hang on to that. We'll get a face-off in the Latvian zone.
Latvia likes to play a 1-3-1 in the neutral zone, and that was a nice pass from Mosey through players so that that shot could be taken. Merzlikins will hold on to it, of course. There's Brett Perlini, who's scored in this game, and Kate Nielsen, who's also scored in this game on a delayed penalty to Latvia that was looked at as a kick-in goal. The goal on the ice stood. The 2-0 lead stands.
Saw the 12 shots on goal for Perlini. That is second on the team. Robert Dowd had 1 in that opening period. That gives him 13 for this World Championship. So we talked last game, the Austria game against Latvia. Who would step up for Latvia? And it was Balsers and Kennans and some of the veteran players that stepped up and led them to victory. They need that again here today.
Boy, they're a night and day team from their energy against Austria on Friday. Balsers had 2 goals, had a couple of opportunities for the hat trick, didn't happen. There's been Bounds, who after his season this year with Douglas Trenchen went back to Nottingham to help out with their goaltenders. He wasn't allowed to be registered to play as they were down to injuries with their goaltenders, but he helped out with them and also got some practice time before getting into some exhibition games with Great Britain.
Cooksta will chase this back into his own end for Latvia. And the Latvian fans looking for something to get them fired up on this Sunday afternoon here, turning into Sunday evening in Tampere. Bukarts comes off a stick, and this will get shoveled up the middle by Clements. Lewis Hook will play it in. Merzlikins turns it away. And Sotnieks has it for Latvia. Sotnieks parks there. 13th World Championship for him. 6 Olympics for Latvia. And the pass ends up in another icing call against Latvia.
35 years old, a quality defender for Latvia, and the fans are happy to be in the building this year, as last year Riga was the host, and fans weren't allowed in until they got to semifinals and finals, and still then it was constricted a little bit.
And a tough year since then for Latvian hockey fans. They lost Matīs Kabliniks with that accident last summer. He was part of the team last year, had a 2.18 goals against average, a .922 save percentage. Elvis Merzlikins wearing the number 80 in honor of Kabliniks. Pierre-Luc Dubois in Winnipeg, who was a Columbus Blue Jacket teammate, wears number 80 as well. Slap shot, Ben O'Connor stepped into that one. Comes around, Bukarts finally will slide it out the center, but right back in for Ben O'Connor. On for Dowd. Dowd put a backhander, and that gave Merzlikins some trouble. He fights it off and hangs onto it, and now Lake and that Archer's cooled at the side of the net.
They're going to diffuse this situation. That's Vienbergs there, who's been speedy and now chatty in that championship last year. Latvia stunned Canada with a 2-0 win, and Kabliniks stopped 38 shots in that game.
Vienberg's another one of the youngsters on this Latvian team. They are bringing some younger players into the system, and good players, but this is one of those games where someone is going to have to step up for Latvia. There's a long floater in from Abels, grabbed and held.
Well, you mentioned Abels. His father, Artis, was the coach this season for Zemgali. And Vienbergs played in Zemgali. They won the championship with a sweep in the final.
Mark Richardson not dressed in this game for Great Britain. Ben Davies is not dressed, the hero from the 2019 World Championship for Great Britain. This gets sent all the way down the ice. Merzlikins will come out and stop it. Merzlikins will play it on, and it's long now up for Kennens. Ronald Kennens hits the line, cuts to the middle, floats it to the front of the net, turned away. After it is Abels, lost his footing and he went down. And Earhart will just flip this back to the Latvian line. Kennens will take it off the sideboard, settles it down. Sends the long pass up for Zarins. Zarins will lift a backhander in. That gets broken up by Tetlow. Sent on for Mosey at center. Richards, Bukarts knocks it away from him.
Latvia is really going to look for the stretch pass, has been, but they haven't been connecting.
There's a turnover. Mosey sends it back and poked away before Conway could step into it.
I think Conway thought that Ben O'Connor was going to follow him and be able to get that pass. Instead, Great Britain's got to start with the puck at their own end, and now they are lucky this doesn't get called for icing.
Yaks, there's that long stretch pass again. Vantna will drop it back. Yeliseyevs. Yeliseyevs has it knocked off of his stick, taken by Duggan. Duggan will take a bump from Vantna, but gets it out to center ice. Kuksna sends it rink wide. Yeliseyev's right back in for Latvia. Lets the long shot go. Rebound, score! Yeliseyev's with the long shot and the big rebound off the right pad of Ben Bounds. And Oskars Batna there to get a huge goal for Latvia.
Pass across. And this is Yeliseyev's taking the real estate, getting that shot, and this is a rebound right up the middle for Batna. Ben Bounds doesn't be able to get a stick on it to turn it aside. It's right off the spongy part of the pads. And nobody is aware of Batna as he is able to put that in before Bounds. He's almost surprised that an unchecked Latvian is going to be able to convert. And Latvia chips into the lead for Great Britain. It's 2-1.
So Oskars Batna, who spent some time in Bismarck of the North American Hockey League, he will play in Finland next year, and the 6'5" winger gets Latvia on the board here against Great Britain.
Third tournament for Batna. And this is a nice hard pass across. And Batna, top of the screen, wanted the puck, then he goes right to the net. And nobody, I talked about awareness for Great Britain. There's 3 players coming back, but nobody picks up a stick in the player. Celebration in the crowd. And some life.
Yeah, Mom had a quiet celebration, didn't want to wake the baby up.
No.
So a 2-1 game here in the second period. Dowd will send this in. Sotnieks plays it on for Zila. Through the middle it goes. Krastensbergs takes it to the outside. He gets squeezed out and taken down by Joshua Tetlow. Kept in by Mancic, on for Sotnieks. Sotnieks trying to send that in behind the net for Denis Smirnovs, but it's cleared out at center. Right back in. Moranis, and Smirnovs had trouble handling it, and it's cleared back into the Latvian zone. Moranis, there's that long stretch again, and Smirnovs unable to get a stick or a skate or anything on that long pass, and it's an icing call against Latvia.
It's the first goal of this tournament for Batna. This is his 3rd time representing Latvia. There's the crowd that's been at every game. Here's Maraklio, ingratiating themselves with the Latvian fans. Making miracles is the slogan for this year's 2022 Men's World Championship.
2020 was canceled last year, and Latvia played with limited fans at the end. And now pretty much back to normal here in Finland. Earhart puts on the brakes. On for Conway. And this will get inside the line, but it gets bobbled at the line, and when Clements brings it in, offside is called against Great Britain.
Great Britain got here by winning the 2017 Division 1B tournament, then the 2018 Division 1A tournament. Won their last game in 2019 at the top division against France, down 3-0 in the hockey game, came back and won in overtime 4-3. Ben Davies, the hero, not dressed tonight. That's the 2019 version. And 2021, the one victory against Belarus. There was no relegation last year, so all the teams invited back, different story. And it's getting intense at the tail end of these games and this tournament for which teams can avoid relegation before playing in their last game, or if they have to win their last game to stay up.
And so many 2-point games in Pool B here in Tampere confuses the matter even more. This gets played back. The 4 final teams last year all came from Pool B. That was Canada, Finland, USA, and Germany. And maybe more balanced this year when you look at what Finland has done. Shot scores! Elvis Merzlikins a little late to pick up the wrister from Lewis Hook. And Hook has regained the 2-goal lead for Great Britain.
The celebration will say it all. Lewis Hook started all this in his own zone. He cut back, gave it to the defenseman, and just went on a route. And he'll pick it up with speed in the neutral zone, go far side. Merzlikins is caught watching this go by his right shoulder. This is a snapshot that just beats him clean.
And speaking of Lewis Hook getting the goal, Merzlikins is getting the hook. Artur Silovs is going to come in and replace Elvis Merzlikins for the second time in this tournament. In between all of that, Silovs started for Latvia in the win against Austria.
Merzlikins is going to go down the tunnel. He wasn't sharp in the opener for Latvia against the United States. Some pucks just slid under and through him. And then he got caught in the train tracks of the Pasternak effect as that team, Czechia, stormed out with 5 goals in the first period against Merzlikins. And that's when Silovs came in. He stopped all 11 in the final 2 periods. He stopped 29 of 32 against Austria to get the shootout win, and Silovs is in net now.
O'Connor and Batch will pick up the assists. And the numbers for Artur Silovs: 1.71 goals against average, a save percentage of .930, and 1-0 with that win against Austria. And now comes in to replace Elvis Merzlikins. Bouncing puck is cleared, and this will be an icing call against Great Britain.
So Lewis Hook, with his first goal, he was the one that gave it to the defenseman and then looped around to gain the speed. He was flying through the blue lines. And you thought as he got the puck, okay, he's got some speed. What's he gonna do with it? He's gonna cut to the middle. Is he gonna stop up and look for somebody? No, he loads and fires past the blocker far side, and that ends the evening for Merzlikins that we know of.
Latvia's final game in this tournament is Tuesday, and that will be against Sweden. Played out at center. Ben Lake going cross ice. Yeliseyevs breaks that one up. He can't get anywhere, and Ferraro will send it right back into the Latvian zone. It comes around the boards. Kuksta plays it on for Roberts Bukarts. Drew for Oskars Batna. His shot high short side over top the net. Kept it at the line by Zila for Yeliseyevs. Yeliseyevs dropped it for Roberts Bukarts. He has a game winner for Latvia in this tournament. Shot from the line, that didn't get through. Oskars Batna, he bumps Jones off the puck. Yeliseyevs works it off the sideboards. Slap shot from Zila, and a glove save made by Ben Bounds. And he will hang on to it. 8 gone here in period number 2. The 3-1 game here in Tampere. France and Austria, you were talking about previous tournaments. Of course, France and Austria in this tournament, replacing Russia and Belarus. And The 2023 World Championship was to be played in Russia. That won't happen. Waiting for a decision from the IIHF committee on that. Perlini will deflect this in. And another icing call here against Great Britain. So the faceoff will come all the way back. Ben Bounds back in goal for Great Britain after Jackson Whistle got into some action and played very well. Abel's in for the draw, wins it. And a cross-ice pass intended for Kennens gets deflected. Pass up by Rubens, that was intercepted. And then Kennens got back to get it back for Latvia. Long left wing pass for Kennens. Kennens away from Clements, plays it around looking for Abels. Batch breaks it up. Batch gets it back, sends it on for Mosey. Mosey's long pass up the middle trying to spring Conway. Intercepted by Rubens, and Rubens will send it back into the Great Britain zone. Kennens going after it. Balsers with the shot, that got turned aside. Abel's on the puck. This is the line that you kind of look from Latvia's standpoint to get things going. Kennens' pass back for Sotniaks was nowhere near him.
No, and the body language by Kennens, he just slumped his shoulders, was going to change, decides to stay out for a stretch pass. It doesn't come, and now he's at the bench.
And a pass on and off the stick of Zierkals. And offside is called. Glove pass. And Latvia just unable to get anything going even after they cut the margin to 2-1.
Couldn't build off it. They're a bit of an unmade bed right now. Their starter, Brzlikins, in the dressing room. Silovs hasn't seen a shot yet.
Silov's a Vancouver product. Shutout last year in the AHL with Abbotsford, had one in the ECHL with Trois-Rivières. Left the puck in the corner, and no one in a dark jersey went to get it. Great Britain, despite the fact we're only at the midway mark of this game, content to hold it along the boards, ice it if they have to, and just slow the pace of this game right down.
Harris Finulich looking deep in the lineup card to see where he can come up with combinations that will help. Kate Nielsen's got a goal in this game, also an assist for his first two points of the tournament. And the next time you get a shot at Silovs, he's wearing his Abbotsford Canucks pads and blocker and catcher.
In across for Ben Lake, the shot, and there's the first save for Silovs. And now Batna and Nielsen joust at the side of the net.
That was a nice little play off the face-off. Fake the dump in, and then shoot that pass through to the bursting winger. So Silovs is into the game.
World Championship back to Finland. Tampere hosted back in 1965. Hosted with Helsinki 2003 and 1982. Sotniaks was going to go in after a loose puck, elects to back out. That gives Ben Lake some room to clean it out in the center. Nielsen got knocked down, gets it on the Tetlow, and Tetlow will whip it in. Cookstep on for Yeliseyevs, on for Batna. Oskars Batna puts on the brakes, gets double teamed, knocked off his stick by Joshua Waller. Out to center it goes. And back to the Latvian line where it's sent ahead by Rubens for Roberts. Bukarts plays it on. Quick shot from the left side by Abels. And that's turned aside by Ben Bounds as Abels had some room down that left side. Balsers pinned to the backboards. Abels in after a loose puck, but Balsers works it to the blue line. Kennans back for Balsers into the slot. Slap shot. And that got turned away as Archer's Kulda rifled one in. Abels on the loose puck. Kennans back for Abels. Abels winds his way in. Abels works it to the front of the net, jams at it. Save made by Bounds. And this gets flipped up by Lakowitz.
Balser's got a stick on the rebound, but Bounds made that save as well, and now he's coming to life.
Long lead pass, and this bounces on Balsers, and icing is going to be the call.
Good move by Balsers around Earhart, drives to the net, big 6'4" frame. There's the shot. There's the rebound chance in the left pad save. Kennans was in there. Balsers can't find him on the backhand. And that's when Rodrigo Abels is at his best, when he uses that size to shield the puck. But the top line for Latvia stuck out in the ice in their own end now.
Abels plays in the SHL, but has spent some time over in North America, CHL, ECHL, AHL, and now back over in Europe. Mosey to center, no further. Rubens will play this back in, and Great Britain content to play it right back out again. Back it across for Zarins, and off the stick of Bounds. And deflected up, but Latvia starting to find a little bit of consistency to its game. Four Canadian-born players on the Great Britain squad, including Jackson Whistle, the backup netminder. Dallas Earhart, born in Calgary, played out of the Calgary North Star system onto the Western Hockey League before he made his way over to Britain. Brendan Connolly, who is not in the lineup this year. Ben Lake, who has a tally. Brett Perlini, born in Sault Ste. Marie. Yaks with the shot. That's blocked in front of the net, and on it goes for Ben Lake. Cleared out at center, and Cade Nielsen looking for that return pass in front for Lake. And Lake got inside position on Zierkals. Zierkals may be lucky, no penalty was called. Buchardt charges back in. Shot, and that's blocked in front of the net off of Zierkals.
Well, it's not going to be easy if Great Britain wants to win a game. And Latvia is now awake, faster, and have been able to create scoring chances off the rush. There's been some blocked shots. Ben Bounds has made a couple of big stops here in the second, but this game is starting to turn, and the Latvian faithful are bringing their team back into it.
Up to 21 shots on goal now in this game for Latvia. To the front of the net, Seelovs makes the save, and just as he went to grab the loose puck, Matthew Myers got his stick in there, and that's going to draw some attention.
He and Kuksta are going at it. And Carlos Kuksta has to be careful here. He's got 3 assists in this tournament, loses his helmet in that fracas at the net. Good forecheck. And I like the idea of just going right to the net. Drive, you never know what'll happen. The puck was free after, but the referee had already blown the whistle. Myers was coming in to chase for that puck. This is no Kadri on Binnington, but he's going in there to try and find something.
Team Latvia, number 2, line for roughing. Team Great Britain, number 8, line for roughing.
So double minors, so we'll get some 4-on-4. Ice will open up a little bit. Here's Peter Russell, the coach of this British team, has been behind the bench for 8 years. To his left, Adam Keefe. His Ontario Hockey League action in Sudbury and in Kitchener. Moved on to the American Hockey League, 53 games with the Manitoba Moose. Played with Grand Rapids, 75 games in San Antonio. Spent some time in the ECHL. And then went to Belfast in the 11-12 season, Adam Keefe did. Spent 7 seasons as a player and has been a head coach in Belfast since the 17-18 campaign.
He won a Memorial Cup with Kitchener back in 2003.
And a penalty now coming to Great Britain. Robert Dowd getting the stick in on Rubens. And now that is the kind of game it has been for Latvia. Rodrigo Abel steps on the puck. Well, the penalty coming to Dowd.
They're going to have to concentrate here. They'll get a 4-on-3. Dowd ticketed for the penalty box. And that is an inopportune time to keep hassling a player on the 4-on-4. Got the stick on and in of Christian's Rubens. Silov's taken off for the bench.
So Robert Dowd to the penalty box. 4-on-3 for 1 minute and 28.
Okay, so the penalty killing will come to the forefront for Great Britain.
They have killed 11 of 18. 11 of 19 now with the one earlier in this game. So it has been an area of concern.
I just don't think that penalty is necessary to take. I mean, you strip them the puck, you get an in-alone chance. I understand that, but that old saying about don't put the referee in a position to call something, and so now their penalty killing has to do a tremendous job here to keep Latvia from closing in on the score.
And the drop pass is away from Richards Bukarts. They'll set it up again. Here comes Zirkals. Zirkals will play this cross ice. Roberts Bukarts back for Yaks, back for Roberts Bukarts. That shot got blocked by Phillips. On the retrieval, Richards Bukarts sends it back for Roberts. On for Zirkals, back for Roberts Bukarts. Slap shot blocked again, this time by Ben Lake. Yaks will take it. Yaks for Zirkals, wasn't in the wheelhouse. Good retrieval there by Richards Bukarts and sends it all the way around to Roberts. Zirkals takes the pass. 4-on-3 here, Latvia down by 2. Zirkals back for Roberts Bukarts, swings it across, scores! Yanis Yaks rips it, the one-timer, and this is back to a 1-goal game with a power play goal for Latvia.
About as good as you can draw up on a 4-on-3 to get Great Britain chasing, break down a little bit. It's moved back to where it came from, then across, and there's the one-timer. Bounds just late to get across, although he gave everything he could. Good fake of bringing it across the body on the pass from Bukarts. So they shifted the diamond a little bit and got Yaks into the one-timer position. A power play goal for Latvia, a 1-goal game again. And what will happen here with Great Britain in their spirits?
Roberts, Bukarts, Martin, Zirkals, the assists on that power play goal. And a 1-goal game. Ben O'Connor will send that across, and O'Connor will chase this back into his own end. And O'Connor spent some time in Canada back in 2003. Time in the OHL. And cleared out at center. And now we're back as the 4-on-4 ends. Perlini with the shot. Silovs makes the save. Boy, that gave him some trouble. Off a skate and back for Ben O'Connor. Plays it up, Perlini. On for Lewis Hook. Back for Myers, back for Perlini, stripped to the puck. Zierkel, or rather Zarens, tried to swing that up the boards. It got blocked. Zarens will try it again. He'll skate this into the Great Britain zone. Long shot turned away by Bounds. After it is Bucharts takes a bump there from Myers. Zarens, Zierkels, Myers, and the puck squirts loose for Clements. On for Lewis Hook. Hook's goal, the difference in this game right now, the one that made it 3-1 and trying to dump it in. He puts it up into the netting in the Latvian zone. 4:05 to go in a one-goal game. Great Britain leading Latvia by 1. Germany leading Kazakhstan by 2 over in the Helsinki Ice Hall. Sam Jones will stop in behind his own net, leaves it for Lakowitz. Tetlow back for Jones. Brewer Roberts, Bucharts trying to bat it out. And Oscars Bentner will put it off Joshua Waller and out the center. Back in for Lakowitz, couldn't get anywhere. Waller, the 22-year-old, is on the puck and sends it in. Sotniaks quickly up the boards, trying to get that into a bunch of players in front of the Great Britain bench, maybe trying to get a too many men on the ice call. On for Roberts, Bucharts. Phillips will break it up. That is David Phillips. Off the backboards for Cooksta. For Sotniaks. Bang pass up for Roberts, Bucharts. Couldn't get anywhere. And Joshua Batch will play it across in his own end. This will just get lifted up by Phillips up the center and back onto the stick now of Ronald Kennans. Kennans. Cooksta is into the mix as well. And Cooksta gets tied up there with Ben Lake. And as a result, the puck will slide out the center. At the line, Rubens turned it over. Here comes Dowd. Dowd trying to drop that back for Kate Nielsen. And that is picked off by Rubens. Back in now, Abels trying to cut to the middle of the ice. Puck is knocked off his stick and set out by Earhart. On for Conway. Conway and Kennans to the backboards, and Kennans will come up with it. 2 assists in the tournament for Kennans, the former Vancouver Canuck. Earhart banks it off the boards, and Conway will dump it in, and Rubens will fire it right back out. Earhart for Clements. Through for Mosey. Mosey gets pinned to the corner boards by Big Rubens. And now a penalty coming up. As Zarens takes a stick or a forearm up high, and Latvia back to the power play.
Conway battling along the wall and gets his stick up. So Great Britain's not making it easy on themselves. Here's Zarens. who shoves Conway to the boards, and the stick's gonna ride up there underneath the chin, and he's trying to kind of pushing him off. Conway is to Zarins, but with that stick in the hand and that connection to the face, a high sticking minor. And just when I was about to say that Great Britain has kind of settled the game back a little bit, they're now gonna have to get their special teams back to work.
Shots now 24-15, so 13 here in the second period for Latvia. Off the face-off, shot by Zirkals off the side of the net, maybe the outside of the post. Zirkals swings this back for Kuksta. Kuksta through traffic looking for a tip from Richards Bukarts. Kuksta sends it cross ice, and Lakowitz got enough of it to deflect it out to center ice. Kuksta back for Richards Bukarts, on for Roberts. Roberts trying to go rink wide, that got knocked down. Phillips will play it back for Tetlow, and this gets sent all the way down the ice. Jonathan Phillips, number 20. Bukarts back in across, in behind the play. We had a collision between Zirkals and Mosey, or Phillips going to the bench.
Great Britain had too many men on the ice for a good 3-4 seconds.
Controlled by Bukarts. Back for Yanis Yaks, who has the power play goal in this period. Shot to the front, turned aside. Kennan's trying to get it out front. And taken by the 91 for Great Britain, Ben Lake. He'll take a bump there from Zirkals. And back up for Roberts Bukarts. On for Balsers. Balsers will play it for Kennans. Back for Balsers, 35 in the penalty, 20 in the period. And back for Ronald Kennans. Kennans to the front of the net. There was traffic there with Avils. And a good save by Ben Bounds as that top corner was open for a split second.
This should have been sent all the way down the ice. Ben Lake had it, he got it to his backhand. Here's the one that hit the netting beside the post from Zirkals. And coming to change and then getting in the way, but they already had his replacement player on the ice in the zone. You can count the other players. And the linesman let that slide as Zirkals a part of things. And here's a big face-off for Great Britain.
10.9 seconds to try and get something before the period comes to an end. Balsers back for Yaks. Yaks will go rink wide, wrist shot blocked in front. Kennan's on the loose puck, and that will do it as the second period will come to an end. And a 3-2 lead for Great Britain on Latvia.
Shots on goal in the second period. Team Latvia 16, Team Great Britain 6. Laukaukset maali ja kontti toisessa erässä. Latvia 16, Iso-Britannia 6. In Helsinki, the score between Team Kazakhstan and Team Germany after second period is 3-4. Helsingissä tilanneottelussa Kazakstan-Saksa on toisen erän jälkeen 3-4.
Problemi svi idu na Rusa, već pati. Jelec, Devin, bravo na Intermission. Sorry, Zé. Ne, vi labi, vi sve.
Nāc visu. Es vienkārši skatos, kā skrien, bļet. Roģā. Visi vienkārši.
The score after the second period, Team Great Britain 3, Team Latvia 2.
Okay, goalie. Goalie, do you speak English yet? Do you speak English? Yeah. Yeah. If you can play, you must play. Okay, please. Thank you very much. Let's go. Yeah, you got your time, man. Need help or you got it? Okay. This helmet camera makes my head hurt. Whoa. Hey, wait! Wait! Come here, Lake! Lake! Hold on! No, you are! The problem is, hey, hold on. Once you hear the whistle, you need to leave. He's mad because you're not leaving. You can't just stand there. No, you can't. Okay, you got time to stretch real quick. Let's go! Let's go! Correct! Correct! Cool down! Cool down! 18-2! Bats, we're good! Hey, these two are going! Why? Because I said so. Because I have a job to do, right? 8, let's go! 2, go! Leave him, leave him, leave him!
Great Britain starts the third period short-handed. Iso-Britannia aloittaa kolmannen erän alivoimalla.
Ben Bounds has faced 27 shots, has stopped 25. He has been the busier of the netminders. There is Artur Silovs, who came in the second period to replace Elvis Merzlikins after the third goal went in for Great Britain. And we think Elvis has left the building because Gustav Grigals is now dressed as the backup for Latvia.
The goaltender, top of your screen, with the blocker and catcher hanging over the boards and the baseball cap.
Another good period down.
So we would have to assume from that an injury involving Merzlikins. Offside called.
Merzlikins started this tournament a shaky outing against Czechia, and then he was much better in the game against Finland, allowing 2 goals on 20 shots. He was in net for the Norway shootout or regulation win, just 2 goals. But he changed his pads, Dennis. He was wearing the Latvian colored pads, and notice they were different than his Columbus Blue Jackets pads. He wore his Blue Jackets pads in this game, and it allowed 3 goals on 13 shots, and is no longer the goaltender on the bench.
And that may be his next action in this building, will be with those Columbus Blue Jackets pads when the Global Series will be here with the Columbus Blue Jackets and Patrick Laine, and against Colorado Avalanche with Mikko Rantanen in this brand new building that opened in February? December.
A couple of hockey games. 2 teams here in Finland call this their home rink. Ilves, the Lynx, and Tappara. They're called the Axemen.
So a 1-goal lead here for Great Britain as the third period gets going. Zerkals will send it, doesn't get it deep. Cleared back out at center, and Richards Bukarts chips it deep and goes in after it, gets taken down along with Lewis Hook. Dallas Earhart on the puck, turned it over, and a chance in tight from Zerkals, and a good save made by Ben Bounds.
Ben Bounds has been a rock back there for Great Britain. Good battle for the puck. And then Earhart loses it right out front. Zerkals, who's looking for his first goal. Bounds holds on to it. I'll get it right for the exact translation of Tappara, the team that plays in this building, won the championship. They're called the Battle Axes of Tampere.
At the line, wrist shot blockered away by Bounds, and that goes way up into the netting. And we will get another stoppage in play.
Big offering there from Kuksta. 3 assists, including 1 in this game. He was drafted by the San Jose Sharks back in 2015, 5th rounder. As was Rudolf Balzers, who was taken 2 selections after him.
Second game here in this building today, Sweden and Norway, as the neighbors will hook up. Roberts Bukarts back in. Latvia sitting with 5 points in this World Championship. Trying to come out of this game with something after trailing 2-0 and 3-1. Oskar Zbatna plays it back into his own zone. He got the opening goal for Latvia that got them on the board. Lewis Hook then proceeded to make it 3-1. And then Yanis Yaks on the power play made it 3-2, and that's the way we stand right now. There's a icing call coming against Latvia.
If you want to do some interesting backstory reading, there's a scout by the name of Shin Larson. He's the director of European scouting for the San Jose Sharks. He's been with the Sharks since '08. He's responsible for drafting Europeans that came over to play for San Jose in the likes of Melker Karlsson and Jonas Donskoy. But you look back to Sandis Ozolinch, who was drafted by San Jose way back in '91. And the assistant coach for Latvia, Victor Ignatjev, had 11 games in the NHL. And once again, Bounds will try to slow this game down. As Latvia came out a little bit sleepy, got behind, thought they closed the gap, which they did when it was 2-1, and then the Lewis Hook goal sent Merzlikins to the dressing room and Silovs into the net. There's Kate Nelson, who's got a couple of points in this game. Nielsen, pardon me.
Zarin's out for the face-off against Nielsen. And there's the warning on Zarins.
Great Britain got called on that last game. The face-off violation.
Joshua Tetlow takes it behind his own goal. Puts it off the boards, and an icing call now against Great Britain.
You and I were walking back from the press zone to refresh our water bottles and remarked that perhaps into the third period, Great Britain might ice the puck a lot.
And they are. They will slow this down as much as they can.
Yeah, they were better in the face-off circle through 2 periods, winning 22 of 40. Wait to get to 40 face-offs in this period alone.
Buchart's off the face-off. Wasn't in the wheelhouse for Zila. Now he'll let it fly. Save made by Bounds. And deflected out by Dowd. So those face-offs will become ever so important as time winds down here in the third period. Icing waved off. Phillips is after it, has his stick lifted. Zierkal's trying to dig it free. Buchart's will send it back at the line. Kulda goes cross ice. Rubens the shot, and that got turned aside on. Vatna sends it back at the line. Rubens sends it on for Buchart's. Rehards Buchart's has his stick lifted by Dowd, and Dowd will send it on for Ben Lake. Gets to center, sends it in, goes in after it. Arturs Kulda, first man back. An Atlanta Thrasher draft pick. Arturs Kulda takes the pass at center, sends it on for Roberts. Buchart's in for you. Yaselievs. He'll send this around for Abels. Abels, the ice time leader after 2 periods. Back at the line, it comes. Kulda the shot, and that one over top the net. Played back down low by Kutsta. Gets it back. Kuksta up top. Buchart's the shot. That's fronted in front and cleared by Sam Jones. It doesn't get out though. Abels back in. Wrist shot. That got blocked by Earhart. Roberts, Buchart's back for Abels. Abels, he had Yaselievs open in front. Couldn't get him the puck. And now a break for Great Britain and a shot. And a save made by Silovs off of Brett Perlini.
And finally now, Andras Zarins can get his helmet. It came off during a face-off at the start of all this play, and he raced to the bench. His stick was on the ice as well. That'll be retrieved by the linesman. Good shot, fellas. And so if that play had continued and his line was up, he would have to sit and watch. So Silovs is able to hold on to that shot. Just the 3rd shot he's seen since coming in almost halfway through the hockey game. And Zarins is supposed to be out in the ice with his teammates. He's still working on getting his helmet put on properly. They're affording him some time.
So the top line for Latvia makes its way back to the bench, that being Abels, Balsers, and Kennons. 7 shots on goal for that line coming into the 3rd period. And Balsers now with the ice time lead in this game at 15:39. Abels 14:08 after 2 periods. Ronald Kennons 13:17. And that trio will see big time minutes here in the 3rd period as Latvia down by 1. And Perlini and Zarins, or rather Myers and Zarins in on the face-off. Myers wins it. Joshua Batch will send it back in behind Seelovs, who replaced Merzlikins in the second period. Clements trying to hold it in. Gets a little bit of help. Myers back for Lewis Hook. Chipped away from Phillips, who was charging in from the line. And Richards Buchards on for Zierkals. Short side save made by Bounds. Rebound gloved down by Jonathan Phillips. He'll skate it right back out to center. That's as far as that play gets. Great Britain trying to change. Zierkals leaves for Zarens. He was looking for the far side, put that over top the net. And now a penalty coming to Great Britain for elbowing.
Great Britain again with a couple of stretch passes trying to catch Great Britain. Sorry, Latvia.
Correction, it is Latvia going to the box.
Two times Latvia had the quick up to catch the players on the change. And this is the elbow call.
That isn't an elbow call.
Well, I think it's to the throat. More of a punch on Phillips. And Zierkals will sit for 2 or less.
Seelovs was on his way to the bench for the extra attacker. Poked off the stick of Ben O'Connor by Rubens. O'Connor gets it again and rifles it in.
Bounced it. Seelovs was out of the net.
Gets sent back down the ice. Luke Ferraro will chase it down. Dowd works it to center. Dowd forced to the outside, takes a jolt there from Yanis Yaks. Puck loose along the boards for Ben O'Connor. Gets it for Conroy, down it goes for Lake. And back for Scott Conway. At the line, Ben O'Connor. Conway into the slot it goes, and Ferrara couldn't get the shot through. Taken by Zila, cleared to the line, but not out. Ferrara holds it in. Back to the line it came, and Ben O'Connor didn't get much on the shot. And an easy clear for Latvia.
And another shot block in front of the net by Yanis Yaks. He has got in front of so many pucks for his team.
Some room for Mosey, looking far side, and Zilov's just got enough of it. Nielsen back for Mosey, rink wide pass intercepted. Zierkals trying to break in. Zierkals with Earhart after him, and Earhart pokes it onto the stick of Perlini. Back for Mosey. He'll play it rink wide, off the bench on the change. And this will get sent all the way down the ice by Abels. Bounds will come out, play it on to Mosey. Rink wide for Jones. Sam Jones, the wrist shot, that got blocked. And Sotniak's got in front of it. And now Abels on the loose puck, and Zierkals out of the box. Takes the long pass, has Bolsters with him. Lets the shot go, and it was deflected wide. Jones plays it back on. Cade Nielsen couldn't handle the pass cleanly. And Lakowitz back into his own end.
Great Britain's got to settle themselves down here. They're getting a little bit too hectic. Some plays aren't connecting. Some slow passes as well.
32-17. The shots now favoring Latvia. Lewis Hook, who has what is the go-ahead goal in this game, on for Joshua Batch. Batch muscles his way into the corner against Yeliseyevs. Hook will play it near side, slap shot. Seelovs makes the save off David Phillips and hangs on to it. 3-2, 1-goal lead, Great Britain. Latvia 10 goals in 5 games coming into this one. 2 on the board, but trailing Great Britain, who had been shut out in 3 straight games, had not scored a power play goal coming into this game. And they take care of all of that. They get the power play marker early for Brett Perlini to become the final team in this World Championship to get a power play goal. And they have found the back of the net with 3. Bolsey swings that one from the high slot and way wide. And back around and out the center it comes. Conway trying to pull it to the forehand. He gets squeezed out. And Artur Skulda gets taken down in the corner, but gets it on for Zirkals. With Zarins, he'll drop it back for Richards Bukarts. It was behind him. Or Richards Bukarts was in a pretty good shooting position.
Well, 3 times now Latvia's come into the zone, top of the circles with a shot and haven't hit the goalie. It's been too high and wide, as this will be offside. Abels on the far side. There's Ronald Kennens, who played most of his formative hockey in Switzerland before being drafted by the Vancouver Canucks and getting a chance playing with them.
Great Britain fans trying to cheer their squad on to victory.
It's a hockey player look right there.
Yep.
I've been there, done that, Dennis.
Cave Nielsen, who will play at the University of Alaska Fairbanks next season. Sotniaks sends it on. Abels on the loose puck. Shot and a save made. Balcers off of the pass from Abels, and Ben Bounds with a terrific stop. Abels, Balcers rips another one, and this one goes wide and climbs the glass and ends up in the netting.
No end to the drama in this game off the rush. Balcers coming to the net, getting the pass from Abels. Oh, this is off the base of the net. A little bit of space there. Bounds was across. And don't rattle the baby. That close.
So it remains a 1-goal lead. As that chance for Balcers, yes, off the outside of the goal post. Yanis Yaks can't get anywhere. It's back into the Latvian zone. Tripped up on the play was Bantna, then he takes his man down. And on for Yanis Yaks. Sends it around. Yeliseyev's trying to corral it. Clements is there, but it gets turned over. Yaks with the blast. That got stopped. Kept in by Zila. For Roberts Bukarts. He'll circle. Gets it to the forehand. Drops it back for Yeliseyev's. Yeliseyev's through the traffic in front. And Earhart blocks it. And the captain of Manchester will skate this out. And lets the shot go, goes off Yanis Yaks and up and down a play.
That's a veteran play right there by Earhart. Had an opportunity to move the puck near inside his own blue line. The GB team has been turning pucks over there too often. Fakes continues on. It opens up for him, so he continues to get into the Latvia zone, and then this puck is out of play, so the face-off stays in the Latvia zone. There were times in this game, and there still could be times where when things get a little bit skittish and energetic, Great Britain, they kind of throw the puck away. So you want those calm plays. The boards are there for a reason if you needed to get it out.
Another face-off win for Great Britain, and Batch will play this all the way around. U18 in California for Joshua Batch. 33 shots on goal for Latvia. Last year in Riga, they averaged 44 shots per game against. Coming into this game after 5 games, they were averaging 37 shots on goal against, so better defensively, and their coach, Peter Russell, has referenced that was one of their goals. Felt they needed to cut the workload of their goaltenders down. Bukarts back at the line for Artur Skulda. He'll play it down. Zirkals lets it go for Richards Bukarts. He got squeezed out in the corner by Phillips, and good support there from Joshua Waller. Waller will get it up at center to Lakowitz, and in it goes. Into the back half now of the third period. Kennans hits the line. Ronald Kennans with the wrister, turned away by Bounds. Abel's trying to corral it, can't, and Earhart is there. Earhart settles it down, and he'll lift this. Does this go clean out? It appears as though it does.
Number 2 minutes for delay the game.
Now it's time to play echo. Next to me is Marcel from Latvia and Kevin from TV. When they scream, you answer. Let's go.
Fourth power play of the game for Latvia as Dallas Earhart to the penalty box for delay of game. Trying to clear it, lifted it out of the playing surface. And another big win. You mentioned this earlier, Dave, the area, one area that they've gotten a lot better in, that being Great Britain, has been in the face-off department. This one gets sent in over the glass. You had just finished talking about plays under pressure.
Yeah, that's the next area for them. And the only way that you can remain calm in stressful situations when things are happening fast is to be in them and make the right play. And Earhart did that the shift previous, where he got it up ice, got it into the zone. And then the next shift, guys are coming in, you want to move the puck. I said use the boards. Well, he went up over the glass. So it's still a learning process for Great Britain, especially in their own end. Their awareness has another level to get to. This penalty kill will be ultra important for them.
In a game that they may be able to turn into a confidence builder. Ben Lake wins the face-off, but they can't clear. Zarens sends it on for Zierkals, back for Roberts. Bucharts, he was trying to get that to the front of the net. That got blocked by Tetlow. Roberts, Bucharts on it again, now getting pressured by Ben Lake. Cooksta goes cross ice for Zierkals, back for Cooksta, down for Bucharts, the blast save made. Kept in, Cooksta back for Roberts. Bucharts walks into another one, sends it for Rehards. He tried to get it back to Roberts. Zierkals hustles, holds it in. On for Roberts, Bucharts. Slows it down on this power play. Goes cross ice, Zierkals to the goal line, scores! Rehards, Bucharts on the power play knots this game up at 3.
Great Britain won the face-off, didn't get the puck down the ice, and that man tied the score. It almost got out a second time, kept alive, and then moved across, and down here, Bounds has to commit because he's playing the shot from the top of the crease, and the patience to hold it to the backhand for that extra moment. Zierkals down to Bucharts, and Bucharts finishes with the backhand up high, the arms up high in celebration, tie score.
His second power play goal of this World Championship, and a great fake by Zierkals. You're right, Ben Bounds had to respect the shooter. So Roberts, Bucharts, and Zierkals. The assist on the goal by Rehards. And getting dumped at center ice is Janis Jaks. And there's a penalty coming, and now we've got everybody involved. And Janis Jaks is down. And there was another penalty coming to Great Britain. is there more after the initial call?
Jonathan Phillips, the captain, is being sent to the penalty box right away. He took a cross-check afterwards, but the knee of Yax is what he's holding coming up ice, and this is a hip check that's gone wrong. Balcers with the cross-check afterwards. Yax was trying to jump by him and got his right knee connected to the hip. So he can't put a lot of weight on that right leg. That looks like a hip check to me. That's not a sticking out of the leg for a trip, but the referees are going to look at it, get the right call. Cross-check comes there by Balcers. So Phillips was lining up for the hip check, and Yax tried to jump by him. It was an important part of their defense. Shot blocks. And the last power play goal for Latvia. And the referee crew of Pierre Dehaene from France and Sean McFarland from the US will look on, and there's the captain, Phillips.
This is a key part of this game as we get another look at it there.
I just don't see a penalty there.
There's no knee on knee. There's no trip.
He didn't stick his leg out. He put his rear end out. I mean, that's a hip check. Yax had his head down. Look where his eyes are. He's watching the puck. I feel bad for the injury that he's dealing with at the moment, but this is pivotal. 3-3 hockey game. Latvia got it to 3-2 with a power play goal.
So there may not be a penalty out of this.
If I had my say, that would be the call. It maybe give Phillips, well, I didn't even do anything afterwards. He's the one that got cross-checked. Balcers is in the penalty box. They put a secondary player in the penalty box.
Yeah, they called the two cross-checks. They called Balcers for the cross-check on Phillips, and then they called Conway for the cross-check on Balcers.
I just don't see an infraction. If they want to cover themselves, they can call it a 2-minute trip. But Dennis.
Well, we've seen before where they have watched the video and said no penalty.
So this game is going to give Harris Vigilnich a chance to go over some tactics and strategy with his team that was sleepy at the start of the hockey game, but has come on in the last 4 or 5 minutes as Yax is still dealing with that right knee pain.
Well, they have taken a closer look at it. And let's listen in on the call.
After review, Great Britain number 20, minor for clipping. Great Britain number 10, minor for cross-check. Team Latvia number 21, minor for cross-check.
So a minor for clipping.
I don't agree. I understand what a clipping call is. I think this is a hip check to a player who's trying to step around and handle the puck at the same time. There's the cross check. So it will be a power play for Latvia.
So a call that we see way more in football for the clip, but we do see it in hockey from time to time. Usually is involving the legs, but
It's, you described it properly, like in football when you try to clip out at the knee.
Germany leading Kazakhstan 5-4 in Helsinki. And here we have a 3-3 tie. And another power play for Latvia. 5th power play of the game. They have capitalized twice. Zirkals comes near side. Now they don't have Balcers for this power play as he is in the penalty box. Kuksta Gets it down for Roberts Bucharts. He tried to go cross ice. Zirkals lays it back for Rehards Bucharts. Back for Zirkals. Zarens to the front of the net. Zirkals walks it in. Zarens scores! The redirect by Zarens as Rehards Bucharts finds him with the pass. And Latvia, a third power play goal in this game. And for the first time in this game, Latvia has the lead.
A game that's been peppered by special teams. And Latvia gets the go-ahead goal. Everyone seems to be in good position. 25 is going to get this puck and redirect it past the blocker. Kuntze holds it. Zirkals with a hard enough offering towards the net that even when it goes off the blade and flutters, it's got enough to get past the blocker side of Ben Bounds. What a turnabout of emotions for Great Britain.
So Rehards Bucharts with the first power play goal. And now Zarens, and a great pass by Zirkals. And Latvia with a 4-3 lead. And you can talk about the discipline for Great Britain, but for both of us up here, we don't make the calls. We were both kind of in agreement that we're not sure that was a penalty on Phillips. Offside called against Great Britain.
I mean, clipping is generally recognized as hitting an opposing player at or below the other player's knees. Here's the replay of that deflection in front. And I just didn't see Phillips targeting or going after the knees. For me, as I've explained, it's a player who's trying to, with speed, deke around another player and keep control of the puck. And Yaks is back out there, teamed up with Zile.
So 3 assists in the game for Zirkals. He was the player involved in that penalty late in the Finland game. There's a lead pass that's going to go for icing, and Rehards Bucharts wondering why this is icing when he was going to be first on the puck.
It's to the hash marks, and they usually give the defensive team the inside position, as it looked like Clements just stopped skating.
And then slashes the stick out of the hands of Rehards Bucharts. So
okay, so both teams need to exhale right now. I mean, there's too much theatrics, there's too much concentrate on hockey. This is going to be an important part for Great Britain to try to even the score. They were up 2-0 at one point in this game back in the first.
And Yanis Yaks is back on the ice now for Latvia. Rehards Bucharts, the former Western Hockey Leaguer, Brandon and Portland, will take it wide. Got stripped of the puck, and Phillips back up the ice, the captain of this Great Britain squad. Yaks will send it around the board, so Latvia has gone from trailing and trying to get back in the game to now defending a 1-goal lead. With under 6 to go here in the third period. And Batna gets tripped up. There's some lack of discipline, but there's also some Academy Award performances in this game by both teams. Lake will put this in behind the net. Cade Nielsen is after it. Nielsen spins it to the forehand for Perlini. On for Ben Lake. Lake trying to get away from the checking of Zila. And Roberts Bucharts will skate it out. Chips it deep and turns and heads to the bench on the change. And now under 5.
Well, for a team that was hard-pressed to score coming into this game, going almost 190 minutes without a goal, they get a 2-0 lead, and now they have to score a goal to get points out of this game.
Back to the line, wrist shot, that went wide. Ronald Kennens will put it off the boards and out. Morenas going after it, but Getting there first was Jonathan Phillips, plays it back for Tetlow. On for Robert Lakowitz. And across for David Phillips. We welcome those who are watching Germany and Kazakhstan in Helsinki. We are in Tampere, and it is a 4-3 lead for Latvia in what has been a wild affair between Great Britain and Latvia. Great Britain with a 2-0 lead. After one, Latvia cut it to 2-1. Great Britain went ahead 3-1. But the power play for Latvia has been the story, and the penalties for Great Britain, as Latvia 3 for 5 with the man advantage.
And Merzlikins started the hockey game after the third goal against, gave way to Artur Silovs.
And we're assuming an injury to Merzlikins, but that wasn't the reason for the change. But Merzlikins is no longer on the bench for Latvia, as Gustav Grigals has been put on the bench and dressed as the backup. Lake circles, gets a bump there from Rubens. Great Britain on the attack. Nielsen back to the line, looking for the stick of Dowd. Nielsen on it again, and this will be kept in at the line by Jones. Cross ice for Ben O'Connor, gets a second try. Silovs turned it aside. And now Ben Lake in a battle at the side of the net, along with Rodrigo Abels. Artur Skula will let this come off the sideboards and back into the Britain zone. Robert Dowd will keep an eye on Ben Bounds. Dowd trying to get away from Yellousevs, does and sends it in. This gets played around the boards. Robert Dowd is on it. Dowd spins it all the way back to the far corner. In from the line is Tetlow. Tetlow will send it back for Lakowitz to the front of the net. Perlini was there. And Artur Skula breaks it up.
Well, Perlini got the scoring going back in the first period for Great Britain and just couldn't get his stick free to get to that puck.
Great Britain had been shut out 3 straight games coming into this game. They had not had a power play goal coming into this game. And they have a power play goal in this game as well. And now it's cleared in, and Bounds will put it to the side of the net. Richards Bukarts in on the forecheck, trying to get it for Zierkals. Back for Kutsta. Kutsta will send it back behind Bukarts and Earhart. It's tied up in the corner. And now 90 seconds left in regulation, and a 1-goal lead for Latvia in a third period where their power play is connected.
It's a tremendous effort here by Richards Bukarts to keep that play stuffed in the Great Britain zone.
2 unanswered so far here for Latvia in this third period. Clements sends it on. Lewis Hook will send it in. And Bounds stays in the goal. Back at the line it comes. On for Jones. Jones the shot, that went wide. Back to the blue line again for Jones, and now Bones will finally start making his way to the bench. Comes off the boards, Yaks didn't see it. Abels is down to help out in the corner. The puck is bouncing. And play gets whistled down. They're going to call this a glove pass. It'll bring the faceoff outside the line, but Bounds staying in the net until well under a minute.
Here's the power play one-timer earlier. This is the Richard Bukarts backhand offering upstairs to tie. And the tip in the slot past Bounds for the 4-3 lead. Timeout called on the ice. And the Great Britain faithful in this building are being out-cheered by a contingent of Latvians as Peter Russell is going to draw a play. They've been better in the face-off circle, Great Britain has, from the second period onwards. But the discipline got away from them with some penalties. And the Latvian power play, which had only 2 power play goals coming into action, has scored 3 in this game.
You talk about the Latvian fans. He thinks they could be outnumbered about 2-1 and they would still make more noise than
They are boisterous.
Here's a look at Peter Russell, looking for a goal to get this game to extra time and pick up a valuable point. Bounds is going back into the net. And of course, the big game for Great Britain is tomorrow against Austria. Tomorrow night. Cleared back in. If this game stays the way it is, Great Britain would need a regulation win over Austria to avoid relegation.
Well, they had the 2-goal lead about 7 minutes into the second period, and then penalties reared their ugly head.
Ben Lake will drop it to the bench for the extra attacker as Ben Bounds. Mosey plays it around the boards. Abels is there, tries to deflect it away. Ben Lake will play it back at the line. A shot, and going down was Rubens to block that shot. Back in behind the net, Abels ties it up. To the open corner it goes, and time will run out on Great Britain, unable to lock it down. Artur Silovs, for the second time in this World Championship, comes in to replace Elvis Merzlikins. Silov shuts the door, and Latvia comes back, courtesy the power play, to win this game.
Topsy-turvy affair, as all the talk coming into the hockey game was Great Britain only scoring 4 goals in their first 5 games, and what can they do to change that? They get a 2-0 lead. One of those is a power play goal. They get ahead 3-1 in the second period. Things look very good for them, and then penalties dotted this game. Latvia gutsy, as they were a little bit slow to react in the early part of the hockey game, but some big goals by the Bukarts, and Zarins has the game winner on the power play.
They were sleepy at the start of the game, and some of it probably had to do with the emotional win by Latvia over Austria a couple of nights ago. Yesterday was an off day, and they got off to the slow start here this afternoon in Tampere. And once they got going, that power play got them not only back in the game, but it got them the win.
Well, how about this for Silovs? Comes into the hockey game, he'll get the win. He stopped 4 shots.
You do what you have to do as a backup netminder.
The best player of Team Great Britain.
So we'll get the player of the game presentations and then the national anthem of Latvia.
Ice Hockey UK. The best player of Team Latvia will be presented by Edgars Bunsis.
We're talking about how Latvia's coach, Hars Fidelic, has been making adjustments for his team as they're going in game, and made some with their power play that got them the win.
Of Team Great Britain, number 8, Matthew Myers.
So Matthew Myers will get the player of the game presentation on behalf of Great Britain. A veteran of the World Championship competition for Great Britain.
Yeah, the 37-year-old's a workhorse.
17, Martins Dziergals.
Dziergals gets the nod for Latvia. 3 assists in the game for Dziergals.
All 3 assists come on the power play.
We talked during the game that in the game against Austria, it was Rudolf Balcers. They needed somebody to step up, and it was him. Here it was Dziergals and the power play that stepped up for Latvia. And now we stand for the national anthem of Latvia.
Jos pystyt, pyydän nousemaan ylös kuulemaan voittajajoukkueen Latvian kansallishymnin. 4-5. Helsingissä lopputulos Kazakstan Saksa 4-5. The 2022 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship Tournament will continue today in Nokia Arena at 8:20 p.m. with the game Team Sweden against Team Norway. Welcome. Vuoden 2022 IIHF jääkiekkomäärän kisat jatkuvat tänään täällä Nokia Areenalla ottelulla Ruotsi-Norja kello 20:20. Tervetuloa. Ladies and gentlemen, the arena is empty between the games. See you soon. Yleisö vietetään otteluiden välissä. Nähdään pian.
Lewis, you guys got out to that great 2-0 lead. How hard was it to watch that evaporate?
Yeah, I think we just got into penalty trouble in the third period, and then 2 power play goals. We can't get into that trouble against teams like this.
Speaking of special teams, that was something you guys wanted to work on, and you got your first 2 ones. You got an assist and you got that goal.
Yeah.
How motivating can that be?
Yeah, definitely. I think tomorrow is a huge game for us. It's, live or die. So, getting a couple power play goals and then for the most part doing pretty decent on the kill. I think it's very motivating going into tomorrow.
Pete Russell said before this game that you guys have bent, but you've never broken. How do you keep that mentality, and how important is tomorrow?
Yeah, well, I think we played a good game. I think, for the most part we did, and then it was, like I said, it was just penalty trouble. So we've got to go into tomorrow with full of confidence. We played well today, and I think if we match that tomorrow, I think we should get the result.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Martins, heading into the second period, you guys were down 2-0. What lit the spark?
Yeah, well, in this tournament, our beginnings, our first periods are not great. And there was some words, we said some words in the locker room for sure. It was not nice words because we can't play like this. And these are the games that we need to win if we still want to have a chance in quarterfinals. So, yes, in the third period, we came back stronger, and the result is good for us, so it's good.
Your special teams were the difference maker. 3 power play goals, you get 3 assists on the power play. How was that working for you?
Yeah, same thing with the power plays, because this tournament, it wasn't our best, and finally there was some spark at the third period, so it all worked out great. We had 3 goals in the power play, like you said, and this is how we need to play.
Your fans are always amazing. You win this game, but I'm sure there's a lot of lessons to be taken. How do you just kind of forget about the bad things and move on?
Yeah, well, like you said, our fans are amazing. Like seriously, it feels like home games, and I think everyone noticed this, and they are pushing us forward for sure. So I'm just really happy I'm Latvian, and I'm being part of this. So I'm just being lucky.
One more, if you can answer in Latvian, but heading into the second period, you guys were down 2-0. How did you turn this game around?
In Latvian? Trešajā periodā mēs bija skaļāk vārdi pateiktu ģērbtuvēs, un trešajā periodā mēs atnācām atpakaļ ar pavisam citu teiksmi, un galvenais mums bija vinēt to spēli, mēs to izdarījām, un mēs dzirdējām Latvijas himnu pēc spēles, un manuprāt, tas ir galvenais 3 punktu, neejam pret Zviedriem, cīnamies un cenšamies tikt tālāk.
Paldies!
Paldies!